Close, and the Americans back on top in this race. Working their way to the finish, and it will be Justin Ress with gold, the world record holder with silver.
No one can stop us, we got it.
Murphy, second. Armstrong with bronze. Ryan Murphy, world champion of the 200 back.
Give it 100%. We gonna take on the world.
To the wall they go, and Smith will get it done. Gold for Reagan Smith. Alex Walsh gonna rocket her way to gold here, and Leah Hayes with a world junior record in taking bronze. Bacon gets silver, Ryan White with bronze.
Give it 100%. We gonna take on the world.
Bronze for Team USA.
And they tied.
Tied for bronze.
Erica Brown gets a medal.
No one can stop us, we got it.
Flickener gets in there with silver. It's wide open towards the wall, and Burkhoff gets in for silver. The United States will win going away. Gold in the men's 4x100 free relay en route to a rousing rout here in the mixed medley relay. The United States with gold. O'Callahan coming strong, but Curzan with enough to get there for gold for the United States.
We're gonna take on the world.
Lily King to the wall, gets the 200 title.
What a great moment, and Kate Douglas gets in there for a medal. And here comes Grimes, she's closing a little bit.
Grimes in with silver, and Emma Wyant with bronze.
Goodbye, Katie Ledecky's gonna win another gold, 16, and Smith gets bronze.
World Championship gold number 17. Golden together for Team USA in championship record time. The 5-peat complete for Katie Ledecky in the 800 free.
Here he comes.
Bobby Fink hitting the gas to another gold.
You've been finked.
Too close to call, and it will be Fink with gold. American record for him. Andrew in there for bronze.
Take your mark.
Lane 1, Sun Devil Aquatics, Lindsay Looney. 2, representing Chile, Inez Marin. 3, California Aquatics, Ayla Spitz. 4, Sun Devil Swimming, Olivia Smoliga. 5, Israel Swimming Association, Daria Colavati. 6, Brazil, Stephanie Albucini. 7, Brazil, Natalia Almeida. Lane 8 from Indiana University is Ching Hui Gan. Colavati of Israel with the early lead from lane 5. Now at the 100, it is Balducini of Brazil. 58.91 at the 100 meter. Leads Colavati by 5/10 and Smoliga by 1/4 of a second. Olivia Smoliga, a 2-time Olympian for USA Swimming, has a lifetime best of 157.04 in this event. Balducini, 157.54 is her best. 50 meters to go. Colavati reclaims the lead at 31.4 on that 50. 31.3 from Smoliga. She's in second now. Smoliga, known for her sprint backstroke speed, challenging for the win here in the B final of the 200-meter freestyle. And at the final touch, it's Daria Colavati, Israel. 2:01.11 takes the victory. Second, Ayla Spitz of California, 201.25. Third, Olivia Smoliga, 201.31 for Sun Devil. And now please welcome the championship final of the 200-meter freestyle. Lane assignments for a championship final in lane 1 from the Flamingo Racing Club of Brazil, Maria da Silva. Lane 2 representing Longhorn Aquatics, Leah Smith. Lane 3, Fox Valley Park District Riptide, Leah Hayes. Your top qualifier in lane 4 from Indiana University, Anna Peplowski. Lane 5, Nation's Capital Swim Club, Erin Gemmel.
Longhorn Aquatics, Olympic bronze medalist in Rio on the 400 free. Missed the U.S. team for Tokyo, but back with a vengeance at Worlds last summer with bronze on the 400 and gold on the U.S. 800 free relay team. Leah Hayes there here in Chicagoland, now 17 years of age, just 2/10 off her personal best in the heats. Anna Peplowski, 20-year-old from Indiana University, fastest in prelims by about 2/10. New personal best for her by about 1.5 seconds. Erin Gemmel, 18-year-old from Nation's Capital Swim Club, U.S. national champ of the 400 free last summer. Isabel Ivy, training in Florida, 4th best in the prelims. She'll be in lane 6. Maddie Matenko from Pikes Peak Athletics, 15-year-old, new lifetime best for her in the prelims at an Olympic trials qualifying time too. And Julia Rosinski from Germany swims at Tennessee, rounding out our 8-swimmer field here in this 9-lane pool. So you'll see a blank spot up top, but certainly nothing blank on the resume of Leah Smith, Rowdy, with what she's achieved throughout her career, racking up 10 Olympic and world medals all time.
Talked about her for years and years, it seems like. Still only 27, a lot left in the tank for Leah Smith.
Take your mark.
Little movement there by Leah Smith. You saw her right there in front of you in lane number 2. They actually could have called that as a false start. I don't think they did. They will come back and look at it later on. But she did settle down and eventually got off cleanly. And talk about another Leah right next to her, just kind of beginning her career as 17. 2 Leahs, one maybe toward the end and one just kicking it into gear. Leah Hayes, what a year she has had.
You figure at some point you're going to have Leah leading. Leah Hayes trying to make her case early. Peplowski again, who had the best time in prelims with a new all-time mark for her, inching out in front there in lane 4.
Yeah, Peplowski doing a nice job of just trying to stay right there with Leah Hayes and Gemmel in lane 5. Keep an eye on Gemmel. She's got a lot of experience, still only 18, but she's got a lot of great experience on her belt. She can come back against this field.
Trying to come from off the pace. She was 2nd in this event at U.S. Nationals last summer. 2nd quick in the heats, but right now Leah Hayes maybe getting a boost from the hometown crowd here in Chicagoland, trying to win this race for the 2nd year in a row, but Peplowski battling back alongside in lane 4.
Boy, what a swim for both of these young swimmers right now. Peplowski coming off a 6th place finish just a few weeks ago at the NCAA Championship, and as you said, a huge PB this morning. Right now, Leah Hayes trying to race her best time, 1:59. Once she was just off of that in the prelims.
Yeah, only a couple of tenths off of her top time all time. Those two setting themselves up, and here comes Erin Gemmel in lane 5.
I was getting ready, beat me to the punch. Watch Gemmel coming down the stretch.
Here she comes.
Poplawski trying to hang on. Hayes to her right, Gemmel to her left, but Poplawski to the wall first to grab the win here in Westmont.
What a race to kick off tonight.
Wins it by 2/10 over Hayes. Gemmel about 3.5 tenths there for third. Leah Smith coming home in fourth.
What a charge by Gemmel. 29.9 on the end. The only swimmer to break 30 on the end. But Poplawski, what a job she did to be able to hold off. You don't want to say veterans at 17 and 18, but they've got a lot of experience. This 20-year-old's a real deal. Talking about Leon Marchand earlier, this young lady right here at 20 years of age, again, coming off that 6th place finish in the 200-yard freestyle. Yards and meters, big difference though. Ray Lewis there, the coach of Indiana. What a tremendous year he had with both the women's and the men's team. And you could see Hayes, and it paid off for Hayes. I said regardless how it shakes out, she's going to have a great time. She did. She just went her best time right there by a second. So she just keeps charging on. That's a great swim for both of them. Here comes the charge by Gemmel. Not quite enough room. Runs out of room at the end. What a swim by Anna.
And our winner is with us. New personal best as well for the second time today. Congratulations. We were talking about changing from yards to meters. How challenging is it to get in the groove here long course?
It's definitely an adjustment, but, it's nothing that we don't really prepare for. Like our training kind of helps us out for a short course and long course, and just the adjustment made and being able to kind of take it like at hand.
And it was such a great race to kick off the night. Could you get a sense where Aaron and Leah were being right next to you?
Yeah, no, it was definitely great competitors, and, I train every day in practice as if I'm training with the top dogs, and it's definitely a surreal experience.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Terrific win for Anna Poplawski.
Thank you.
Again, another personal best on this day for her. Leah Hayes right behind. Erin Gemmel there in third. Leah Smith bringing it home in fourth. Izzy Ivy there in fifth. First final of the night here in the women's 200-meter freestyle.
Swimming in our B final, lane 1 from Harvard University, Marcus Holmquist. Lane 2, Club Wolverine, Eitan Ben Chitri. 3, Harvard, Ben Littlejohn. 4, University of Louisville, Dennis Lumpkin. 5, Missouri, Jack Dahlgren. 6, Sun Devil Swimming, Jay Litherlip. 7, Cardinal Aquatics, Nicholas Albiero. Lane 8, University of Louisville, Murilo Sartori. Walked in at lane 4 for Louisville, Dahlgren of Missouri in lane 5. It's Ben Littlejohn though, Harvard University in lane 3, 53.13. Leads walked up by 7/100ths at the midway turn. Third is Ben Sheetreat out of Michigan in lane 2. Walked in looking to push the pace here on the third 50. He does with a 28.17 to take the lead out of the final turn. Dahlgren trails by a second in 6th place. It's Littlejohn and Ben Sheetreat, lanes 3 and 2 respectively, as they even out now into the final 20 meters. Little John 150.0 this morning. Loktev 149. And in the final session, Dennis Loktev drops down to a 149.57 to win the consolation final. 149.77 from Eitan Ben Shitrit. Third, Ben Littlejohn, 149.96. And now, please welcome the championship final of the men's 200-meter freestyle.
Sports best perform for them here in the Midwest. Well, the men's 200-meter freestyle Final 8 coming out. Paul Biederman still holds the world record. Michael Phelps the American record. And Kieran Smith, Olympic bronze medalist in Tokyo, the 400 free. 6th of those games in this event, the 200 free, made the world final again in this race last summer in Budapest and helped the U.S. to gold in the 4x200 free relay. He'll be certainly a factor here. Robin Hansen from Cal Aquatics, Tokyo Olympian for Sweden. He'll be in lane 1. Lane 2, it's Luke Hobson, who's been hot, the 19-year-old from the University of Texas. Just won NCAA titles of the 200 and 500-yard frees at the NCAAs for the Longhorns. Lane 3, Gregor Zirk, national record holder for Estonia, and an Olympic semi-finalist in Tokyo, 3rd fastest of the heats here. Jorge Iga from Pinnacle Racing, Virginia Tech, national record holder for Mexico, fastest in the prelims by a second. There's Kieran Smith. Ended up last year with the 5th fastest time in the world in this race for the 22-year-old Connecticut native. Batural Onlu from Turkey, the national record holder for his nation, swims at Georgia Tech. He'll be in lane 6. Grant House just finished 3rd at the NCAAs for Arizona State in the 200-yard free. The 24-year-old will be in lane 7. And Vinicius Assunção from Brazil, 22-year-old, with a new personal best in the heats. And there's Luke Hobson. Rowdy, you know, Leon Marchand overshadowed everybody else, but a couple of NCAA individual titles, that's a whale of a meet for that Longhorn.
Yeah, he just had a great NC2As. And it did fly under the radar because of Marchand, but so did everybody else. There were a lot of great NCAA champions, but everybody got caught, kind of lost in the shuffle a little bit. But Luke Hobson, I think he's destined to have a great summer. I think this kid is just going to be really spectacular and really important for the United States when we get to Paris next summer, especially in those relays. Remember, the U.S. didn't even win a medal back in Tokyo, and then they won the World Championship last year. So they have really started to put the pieces together here in the 200 freestyle.
If you haven't heard, USA Swimming rolling out a bonus plan for American relay swimmers as well, starting at this summer's Worlds in Japan. If they get all relay golds, they get a certain amount of money, a little bit less if they get all 7 relays on the podium. But Rowdy, you're talking about $500,000 if the U.S. wins all 7 relays, or $150,000 if they're on the podium for all 7. Up in Paris next year, it'll get bumped up to $1 million to try to get these athletes to really commit to taking part in the relays.
And money's a part of it, no doubt about it, Jason, but the pride is so much more important in relays. If you're an American and you're swimming on a relay, you don't need money as a nugget. It's going to be nice, but it's not going to charge you up much more than you are already charged up being on a relay for the United States.
Well, we'll see who's charged up here at home. Iga, again, best in qualifying, national record holder for Mexico, and trains at Pinnacle Racing. Right now holding the lead. Kieran above him, Zirk below him right now, trying to give a charge, and Hobson trying to throw his name in there too, but he looks to be off the pace.
Boy, it is tight right now. Look at Smith.
Kieran Smith to the wall, and Kieran Smith will get there. Out-touching Iga by 1/10 and a half. Zirk makes it 3, separated by less than 2/10.
Yeah, 2 straight races we've had here in Westmont to kick it off. This one decided by 18/100ths of a second between 3 different swimmers. You throw in Unlu, who also went under 148. This was a solid race. Here's the 100 turn right here. Well, it's shaped up to be between these 2 guys. That's exactly what it was like at the 100 mark. Just a couple of hundreds separated them at the halfway point. They raced and raced and raced the last 100. Smith came home in a blazing 27.5. Kirk was actually a little faster, coming home in 27.4. A lot of 27 pluses on the end, except for Iga, who just fell off at the end. He was 28.1, and that cost him the victory. Not by much. And by the way, a great swim by Iga, just off his lifetime best of 147.1.
So Kieran Smith grabbing the win there by a 1/10 and a half. Iga, Zerk, Unlu, and House rounding out the top 5. And again, Hobson, double NCAA gold for him in freestyles in the 200 and 500 yard freeze. Ends up in 6. Kieran Smith is with us. Kieran, congratulations. Rowdy and I were talking. The calendar says mid-April. Where do you feel like you are swimming-wise for your goals for the summer?
You know, that's okay. The time was a little bit slow for mid-April, but past 4 months in Gainesville have been really, really challenging, so I'm okay with that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kieran Smith will take it here, gets the win in come from behind fashion to post the W as we're off and rolling here. TYR Pro Swim Series in Illinois. Around for the women's 100-meter breaststroke final, and a battle between the last 2 Olympic gold medalists in this race. Lily King, world record holder, won the Olympic title in Rio in 2016, but the teenager to her left, Lydia Jacoby, wowed the world when she grabbed gold in Tokyo From Seward, Alaska, lane 4, top time in qualifying. Jacoby coming off an NCAA title as a freshman recently for the University of Texas in the 100-yard breaststroke. She'll be in lane number 4. King alongside in lane 3. Anna Ellen, again another strong performer, the German national record holder who swims in Texas in lane 5. And Rowdy, don't forget Annie Laser too in lane number 6, Olympic bronze medalist in the 200 breast from Tokyo. Actually swam this event for the U.S. last summer in Budapest, but got DQ'd in the semifinals after an illegal kick.
Yeah, and she's one of those veterans. We talked about Leah Smith earlier, that's just been around, that just keeps doing what she does day in and day out and does it successfully. She's always been right there. I don't have any doubt she'll be there again this summer when we get to the trials. But this race should be between these two amazing Olympic champions. And they could not be more different. You've got one that's going to charge out like lightning. There she goes. And then you've got one that's going to come back the second half. It's a tale of two different races, two different strokes. Look at them. You can tell the height and the just amazing energy that Lily King gets, and then much lower, much more methodical right there with Lydia Jacoby. Lily King's out there, but you know what? Lydia Jacoby didn't let her get away at all. This is good news, if anything, for Lydia Jacoby being 13/100ths of a second down. Not bad at all.
Jacoby right there. Remember, she missed making the world team last summer for the United States. King ended up taking bronze in Tokyo, 4th at the Worlds last summer in this race. Went on to win the 200 breast title, showing her versatility. She's won all 3 distances at the Worlds now in her career, trying to hold off Lydia Jacoby down the stretch.
There she goes. There she goes. And watch Ellen up there. But I think it's Jacoby.
Jacoby will go by King and get the win. Does it here by 3/10. Ellen strong in 3rd, a half second off the pace. But the teenager bests Lily King one more time here in Westmont.
She didn't quite do it as dramatically as we've seen her. You might remember Tokyo. You might remember her high school erupting when she did it back in Tokyo and going by King and others. But it's still a thing of beauty. When you watch these two time and time again, I never get tired of watching Lily King swim. Well, as I said at the top of the broadcast, I think she's the greatest American breaststroker female in history. She charged out first. She's 31 flat, but as I said, Jacoby right behind her. That's not a bad position to be in when you know what you have in your back pocket to be able to charge home. What happens is she really increases her heel speed. See how quick she starts to get? And that's slow motion, guys. So once she starts to accelerate those legs, it's over. And it is amazing.
And Lydia is with us. Congratulations. How good do you feel off what you did at NCAAs to kind of build yourself the rest of the summer? What are you focusing on?
Yeah, it's been great. I was focusing on building my walls, my pullouts, all that, so it feels really good to put that into long course practice. I believe that's my fastest time since the Olympics, so I feel really good getting back into the swing of things.
You know, Lydia, you've done it a million times swimming against the ladies, but each time it is special. And what does it mean to you to still step up against the world record holder and former Olympic champion?
Yeah, I mean, it means so much. I think we have a really good competitive relationship. So many amazing women in that pool today and every time I race, so it's an honor every time.
Awesome job.
Congratulations, Lydia. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Lydia Jacoby, again, last year maybe not going the way she might have expected after that phenomenal summer of 2021 in Tokyo. But 2023 is shaping up quite nicely for the 19-year-old Alaskan native. Lily King there in 2nd, Ellen 3rd, Annie Laser ending up in 4th.
Consolation final.
Good to see you.
Swimming in our B final, lane 1, Indiana University, Jason Yep. 2 from Indiana's Max Wright. 3, Florida, Amro Alweir. 4, Indiana University, Josh Matheny. 5, Club Wolverine, Tommy Cope. 6, Sport Club of Piñeros, Evandro Silva. 7, Turkey, at the University of Columbia, is Demirkan Demir. Lane 8, Blue Hand Aquatics, Tonislav Sabev. Athene of Indiana, 101.49 this morning, has the lead out of the turn. 28.82 to 50 ahead of Tommy Cope, 28.89. Final touches here, and a 101.11 gets the win for Josh Matheny. Second, Tommy Cope, 101.32, and from Columbia University, Demirkan Demir picks up third with a 101.69. And lane 3. And now, please welcome the championship final for the men's 100-meter breaststroke.
The field out and ready for the men's 100-meter breaststroke. Adam Peaty still holds the world record, but the Brit skipped the recent British trials. Looks like he might not be at Worlds this summer. Nick Fink hoping to be there again off his phenomenal 2022. Working his way to the world title in the 50 breast and bronze in this event. Getting better, it seems, as he gets closer to age 30, now 29. Will Lacone, another veteran here from Longhorn Aquatics, 2019 Pan Am's gold medalist in the 200 breast. Michael Andrew, lane 2, fourth in this race in Tokyo. Bronze in the 50 breast last summer, one of his 3 individual medals. You got Cody Miller as well, Rio Olympic bronze medalist in the 100 breast. And there's Michael Andrew, Rowdy, with what he's done. And Miller, another guy, a little long in the tooth back in the day, swimming-wise, but at 31, seemingly healthy and maybe starting to build a case to get back on a world team this summer.
Yeah, I was talking to him earlier, Jason, and he said he's just loving swimming right now. And when you're a happy swimmer, normally you're a fast swimmer. And right now, he is really enjoying the sport of swimming. Not sure what happened, but they held him up. There, they're going to call him.
Take your mark.
By the way, all 3 of those guys that you saw, Fink, Andrew, and Miller, are in the top 7 in the world. 3 of the 7 right here in this race.
Fink put up his best time of the season in Fort Lauderdale at that phenomenal outdoor venue. Michael Andrew was 1 hundredth of a second rally behind in second place. And Cody Miller in the mix too. He was within 0.2 of Nick Fink in that thrilling race we saw in early March in Florida.
Yeah, and this one now we see Petrosov, a name we didn't even mention. He was out first, 27.9. He was the only guy to go under 28 going out.
Third at the NCAAs of the 100-yard breast for Louisville for the two-time Olympian from Kyrgyzstan, the 23-year-old, trying to see if he can make this stand up against a host of world Olympic medalists here. Comeback battle at the wall. Give the win to Nick Fink, out-touching everybody else. Petrosov in second, Miller third, and the top three separated by less than a tenth.
Can we get any better with these races? And how did Nick Fink do that? I thought this was all Petrosov. You see that great line that Nick Fink has with that black cap right in the middle. He is so good at extending that line with each and every stroke. But it was Petrosov up there that had the lead early on. You can't ride the glide too much, and he maybe got into a little bit of that at the end of the race. Petrosov I'm talking about. But Nick Fink is so good, especially at the end of a race, Jason, at minimizing the resistance in a stroke that's loaded with it, especially that last 5 meters. How about that race? 9 100s, 3 swimmers. Beautiful race.
Again, the guy that took world gold in the 50 breast, bronze last summer in this event, able to have a last few calculated great meters to take the win away from Petrosov and Miller down the stretch, as Nick Fink is the only one to crack a minute here in this race. And Nick getting some accolades there for some other guys. Nick, congratulations. How did that feel building off what you were able to race your way to a victory in Fort Lauderdale?
It was good. I mean, you know, consistency is king, so never going to complain about that. But happy for a chance to get out here and race. This has been a great crowd last year, and it will be again this year, so I'm excited to keep racing this weekend.
Do you get a sense of where you're at in a race like that in breaststroke, where you're constantly looking forward? You know, 9 100 separated you 3 guys.
Yeah, no, I knew exactly where I was at all times. It's you know, that's kind of the beauty of it, especially in the last 5 meters, 10 meters, is you never know where you are, so you got to keep your head down and really try to finish.
Great job, buddy.
Thanks so much, appreciate it.
Nick Fink, more often than not, he's been at the front of late whenever he hits the pool, finding his way to the wall first again here in Westmont.
Consolation final.
Okay, Joe Martin.
Lane 1, Aviv Barzelay. 2, Selena Keene. 3, Teresa Ivan. 4, Justine Murdoch. 5, Anna Patlowski. 6, McKenna Debever. 7 is Vaskeva Eminova. Lane 8, Catherine Andrews. nines here from the competitors in this field in the preliminaries, led by Justine Murdoch. Tonight, though, Anna Poplawski, 28.85, takes the win. Nice drop on her morning swim. Second, Teresa Ivan, 29.34. And third, Justine Murdoch, 29.36.
We are about 20 miles west of downtown Chicago here in Westmont, Illinois. FMC Natatorium serving as site for a Tier Pro Swim Series stop for a second consecutive year. Catherine Burkhoff, American record holder in this race, set it at the International Team Trials last April in Greensboro, North Carolina, and then won world silver. She'll be in the mix in this race. So too will Olivia Smoliga, 2019 world champ, trains at Arizona State, swam collegiately at Georgia, but she grew up in this region about 30 miles from here at a Glenbrook South High School. Again, that world title in this non-Olympic race back in South Korea in 2019, but disappointed, not able to defend that world title, couldn't make the U.S. squad last summer for Budapest, looking for redemption this summer in Japan. As you look at the rest of the field, you got freestyle sprint stars and Olympians like Erica Brown, lane 2, Abby Weitzel, lane 6, giving it a go and fly here. And then Isabel Staden with a strong resume, and Catherine Burkhoff. Nothing says strong resume like world medal, Rowdy, and in the 50 back, she took silver last summer. The NC State Wolfpack performer was just second at the NCAAs in the 100-yard backstroke a few weeks back.
Yeah, it was blazing in the preliminaries earlier. 27.4. I mean, her American record is 27.1. I know it's a 50, but 3/10 is not that much away. There's Weitzel. You know, kind of speed she has in freestyle. Can she put it together here in backstroke? Burkhoff's the 5th fastest swimmer in history in this event. 7 of the 10 fastest times in the world this year all come from the Americans, and most of them are right here in this heat.
Burkhoff in lane 4. Isabel Staden, lane 5. Burkhoff in front. Can anybody try to close the gap? Doesn't look like it. It will be Burkhoff again, getting it done impressively. 27.4 for her. Just about right on where she was in prelims as she takes the victory in the 50 back.
Yeah, just a touch quicker, which still keeps her the 2nd fastest swimmer in the world this year, only behind Kylie Mouse from Canada, and only 2/100ths of a second, but she can get off the block so well. Great reaction time, 0.59. Anything that 0.60 or better is really solid, so you know she's quick off the blocks, and then it's got that great tempo. You know, 50's all about the swimmer that makes the fewest mistakes. Well, right there, Burkhoff did just that. Good start, perfect finish at the end, 27.4 April. She could break 27 this summer, no doubt about it.
Again, Burkhoff there by 4/10. Staden in second, Weitzel running third. And the world silver medalist in this race is with us. What did that do for your confidence from last summer, building to where you want to get this summer and, of course, next summer in Paris?
It was great. It's just like awesome to get some good long course experience in. And I'm really happy with that time for the semi-year.
What is it about the 50 that excites you the most?
It's just pretty low pressure. It's a lot easier than the other ones, so it's just a fun race.
Well, it's fun watching you perform, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Catherine Burkhoff able to grab the win here in front of this crowd in Westmont, Illinois. Ready to enjoy more racing coming up. Low pressure, just get out there and race. Catherine Burkhoff does it well.
Consolation final. Lane 1 is Chris Thames, 2, Doric Tekin, 3, Hunter Tapp, 4, David Gerchik, 5, Luke Barr, 6, Kalyan Letarov, 7, Lamar Taylor, Lane 8, Vidar Karlman. Lane 5 there, Luke Barr out of Indiana. And the final touch will go to Luke Barr at 25.52. That's a lifetime best out of lane 5. And a tie with Lamar Taylor. Lamar Taylor also with a lifetime best. His first time under 26 seconds. And Taylor with that swim picks up the Bahamian national record. Congratulations, Lamar Taylor. Third, Letarov, Texas A&M, 25.79 in lane 6. And now introducing your finalists in the men's 50-meter backstroke in lane 1, representing Turkey, Berke Saka. Lane 2, New York Athletic Club, Ryan Held. Lane 3, California Aquatics, Bjorn Seeliger. Your top seed in lane 4 from Mission Viejo, Justin Ress.
The Indiana Hoosiers among the proud college squads in the house as we get ready for the men's 50-meter backstroke. Hunter Armstrong, the world record holder, set that time at the International Team Trials in Greensboro. Went on to watch an American teammate, Justin Ress, beat him at the Worlds in Budapest as the U.S. went 1-2 in this race. Armstrong getting silver. And coming in here, 1-2 in prelims with Ress again. There's the 22-year-old New York Athletic Club. The rest of this field, including Ryan Held, Olympic and World Relay gold medalist for the United States there in lane 2. Bjorn Seeger, Swedish national record holder out of Cal Aquatics in lane 3. And there's the world champ, 25-year-old from Mission Viejo Nadadors, Justin Ress. Again, Rowdy, these two met in Fort Lauderdale at the TYR Pro Swim Series stop in early March. And there, Ress won by about a quarter second. About the same margin he led Armstrong in prelims this morning.
Two of the 3 fastest in history, right next to each other again, like they usually are. Armstrong, Ress, so much speed. Only 3 men in history had ever broken 24. You're looking at 2 of them right there in the middle of the pool.
Ress lane 4, Armstrong lane number 5. Right now, Hunter looking like he's got the upper hand on Ress. Pulling out ahead of him, can Ress come back to the wall? And it will be Hunter Armstrong to get the better of his American teammate. The world record holder takes the win. 24.3 seconds, about a quarter second ahead of Justin Ress. Ryan Held third.
Nice April time, too. 24.3, full beard, not shaved, not tapered. Give him 10 weeks, and this guy's going to be just blazing down the pool. Both of them will. Both of them go 1-2 again. Both of them the only swimmers to break 25. You're going to see this duel happen all over again when we get to Indy. It's just that turnover, that stroke rate, tempo, whatever you want to call it, that Armstrong has down the stretch, just a little bit too much to handle here in this 50. Great race for both of them. By the way, that's the fastest time in the world. And those two right now, 1-2 in the world.
And Hunter is with us. Congratulations on the win. You know, it was a little less than a year ago that you set the world record. What's it been like kind of carrying that target on your back now since that point?
You know, it definitely carries a lot of stress, but, you know, we have a great field. And the 50 back is kind of just whoever can make the least amount of mistakes.
Yeah, you're now out there at kind of, they call Backstroke U at Cal. What's that been like for you?
You know, our backstroke group at Cal is unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, we got Bjorn, Destin, Murph. Yeah, great program.
Well, congratulations on that one.
Thank you very much.
Hunter Armstrong getting the win. Getting good schooling out there with all those stars of that stroke at Cal in Berkeley. Gets the win over the world champ, Justin Ress. So a duel that is likely to continue here. The world record holder and the world champ, the guy that's been faster all time, has the best time this time against the guy that won gold in Budapest last summer.
Consolation final.
Take your marks.
Lane 1, University of Louisville, Christiana Regenauer. 2, Duke University, Elena Oskun. 3, Wisconsin Aquatics, Phoebe Bacon. 4, Club Wolverine, Natalie Can. 5, Flatiron Athletic Club, Edith Simasek. In 6 from Solo Aquatics, Anna Bamer. 7, Brazil, Clarissa Rodriguez. And lane 8 from Southern Methodist, Luana Alonso. Alonso through the first 50 at 27.75. This morning, 0014. Correction, 101.16 from Alonso in the prelims. On the second off her lifetime best. Bamer now, Solo Aquatics, lane 6. Big surge there out of lane 8 as Alonso 32-1 on the second 50 and a 59.88 to take the win. The console final, Bamer second, 0037, third, Edith Simasek, 00.43.
NASCAR will actually race through the streets of Chicago in July on NBC. Right now, we're getting pretty racy here, about 20 miles outside of downtown in Westmont, Illinois. Women's 100 fly final at this meet, including Reagan Smith, current world champ of the 100 back, but she thrives in butterfly too. Olympic silver in the 200 fly in Tokyo, fourth in the 200 fly at Worlds last summer. Comes in here as the top qualifier in this race. She'll be in lane number 4. You got Beta Nelson, the veteran from Wisconsin Aquatics there. Gabby Albiero, third at the U.S. Open in December in this race at a University of Louisville. And Emma Sticklin tied with Gabby Albiero in the 100-yard fly at the NCAAs. Won the 200-yard fly for Texas. And there's Beta Nelson. Certainly always a factor when she's on the blocks.
Take your marks.
That's a great all-around swimmer. Beta Nelson is, but I think everybody's swimming for second. Albiero had a great time this morning, 58.7 in the prelims, but she's still a second behind Reagan Smith, who just last month went the second fastest time in the world this year, 56.6, one of the quickest times in history. So she's really getting into her own, now moving out to Arizona State with who else? Bob Bowman.
Natalie Hines, Olympic and World Relay medalist for Team USA.
Yep.
Second best right now, U.S. national champ on the 100 free last summer. Looking racy here in butterfly, but look at that underwater from Reagan Smith, and the pink hat is powering on.
Yeah, that second lead is right now. You still have 25 meters left to go, and this is a swimmer that doesn't die. Remember, she's been 56.6. The fastest time in the world this year is 56.54 by Maggie McNeil, the Olympic champion. Another quick time.
56.92 there for Reagan Smith. Again, she burst onto the scene, Rowdy, as a backstroker, but it feels like she still has even more room to grow in butterfly.
And I think those underwaters are a big factor. She is so good at those underwaters. She's spending 30% of the race underneath the water, so she's great when she gets into that fly position and in backstroke, that both have been paying off for her. But this is maybe an event that another event that she's found. So you throw in the 100, 200 back, you throw in the 200 fly, she swims a 200 free, she could be on the 800 free relay this summer, has a chance to be really busy when we get to the World Trials in Indianapolis. 26.8 going out, so she's already half second faster than anybody else. And then nearly 2 seconds at the end, comes back faster than anybody else by almost a second, actually over a second. 30.1 coming back, Jason. Beta Nelson was next quickest at 31.3. So this was a dominating race by one of the best in Reagan Smith.
And Reagan Smith just about 3/10 off her lifetime best in this race. You've got a busy plate of events. Where does this one kind of fall in your likability scale?
I love this event. It's a lot of fun for me. It's not a ton of pressure, and I train a lot of fly, and I love fly, so I always enjoy doing this event.
What has it meant to you? We talked about this, but being out in Arizona now with Bob, is this an event that maybe you guys have been talking about a little bit?
I mean, who knows? We definitely train for it, and I love it, so I don't really know what the future holds, but it's always a possibility.
Well, congratulations on that one. Another quick time.
Thank you so much.
Reagan Smith celebrating it, Bob Bowman looking on. Again, a lot of talent with him leading the way for the Sun Devils, whether they're collegians or pros. And right now, Reagan Smith posting another W for Sun Devil swimming here in Westmont, Illinois. Nelson Albiero, second and third. Reagan Smith, backstroke, butterfly, she's always a contender.
Consolation final. Representing Missouri in lane 1, Clement Secchi. 2, YMCA Cavalier Aquatics, Thomas Heilman. 3, Indiana University, Finn Brooks. 4, Tennessee, Bjorn Kamen. 5, Indiana University, Tomer Frankel. 6, California Aquatics, Ryan Murphy. 7, Brazil, Victor Lagana. Lane 8, Indiana Swim Club, Gabriel Fantoni. Murphy, 24-21 out of lane 6. Murphy has been as fast as 52.08 in this event this morning at 53.17. On the world record holder in the 100-meter backstroke, a former world record holder now. And Ryan Murphy, 51.96 out of lane 6. That'll put him at number 8 in the world standings for 2023. Second, Tomer Frankel, Indiana, 52.55. And your third place finisher, Clement Secchi, Missouri, 52.67.
Lake Michigan, beautiful body of water there outside of downtown. We're in Westmont, Illinois. Nice body of water here serving a purpose at the TYR Pro Swim Series. World record, American record still held down by Caleb Dressel. Shane Casas swam at college at Texas A&M, now trains at Longhorn Aquatics in Austin. Again, won world bronze at the 200 back last summer, then went to the U.S. Nationals and took the title in the 100 fly in Irvine in a time that would have won world silver. He did that in that race and the 200 IM. He's in lane 4, top qualifier in this race. Yusef Ramadan, first NCAA swimming champ at Virginia Tech. Certainly with the title in the 100-yard fly. You've got the pedigree of Zach Harding there in lane number 1 from Cardinal Aquatics, Olympic and world finalist in the 200 fly. See if anybody can give Casas a run for his money.
I don't know, good 0.7 of a second ahead of the field, but you got to feel like Ramadan might have a little bit more in the tank. As you mentioned, the NCAA champ, he had a spectacular collegiate championship meet there for Virginia Tech. He's the Egyptian national record holder at 51.6, but Casas taking it out quickly early on. Boy, he has that great easy early speed, 23.7 on the way out. Freese is the only other guy to break 24 there, 23.9 down there in lane 2.
To the German who swims at the University of Florida there in lane 2, second best as they work their way back home. Casas still patrolling in the lead. Freese trying to come on strong there in lane 2. Looks to be the only one pursuing. Arsenio Bustos in lane 6 looking to get in the mix. Casas wins in a relative waltz by almost 0.7, just about the margin. He was better in prelims. Is his victory here in the final?
I hope we watch his reaction as soon as he touched. If you watch with his body movement after he finished the race, he immediately shook his head, and it was because of that long finish. He's not going to be happy with that. You can just sense that a little bit. The mistakes, that was a mistake. It didn't matter. I mean, he won the race by almost a second, but he's going to be a little upset about that. You know what? Better to do it here in April in Westmont. A good, clean turn there. 23.7 on the way out. He's still quicker than anybody else coming home. He's got great underwaters. Everything puts together so well. You can see that beautiful shot underwater of that great extension he has. Great kick. But watch this finish. Laying out just a little bit too. I'm not sure what he could have done. Could he have taken another half stroke? But watch this. Just throw those goggles up and just, no, that's not what I wanted. You can see that? That's exactly like, dang it. He would have been under 51, no doubt. Better spin.
Then Shane Casas with the win, still good enough to get it done by about 0.7. He was a quarter second faster than he went in prelims, but a quarter second off his victorious time from Fort Lauderdale last month. And Shane is with us. Hey Shane, congratulations on the win. Rowdy said he saw a little shake of the head after that finish. Talk us through there what transpired at the end.
The time was pretty slow. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I had a crazy long finish. I was just like extending, and I was like, damn it. I touched the wall. It is what it is, you know. I'm just getting my reps in. We're going to keep building and getting better as the season goes on.
And I think that's really important for you, Shane. We've talked about it, the fact that every time you swim this race, and any other, you learn so much more about it because it's long course and you get those reps, and don't you think that's critical at this point?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I cannot. I think the last like 400 flies long course, I've just glided every turn finish, so I need to figure that out pretty soon.
Well, you will get it figured out, my friend. You will.
No, thank you.
Shane Casas with the win, and you figure he'll be a factor here. Backstroke, butterfly, Shane Casas looking strong. Well, Leah Smith swimming in her own backyard, hoping to be back on top. World individual medley medalist in the 200 IM last summer. She'll race in the 400 IM next.
Consolation fund. assignments for our B final of 400 IM and 1 from High Speed Athletics, Caroline Bricker. 2, Elmbrook Swim Club, Campbell Stoll. 3, California Aquatics, Leah Polonsky. 4, Tennessee Aquatics, Kristen Romano. 5, Indiana University, Chingwei Gan. And 6 from Missouri is Fernanda Goege. 7, King Aquatic Club, Camden Doan. Lane 8, FNC Aquatics, Burlington, Bocos. Kristen Romano out of lane 4 in Tennessee Aquatics 104.8 will take the early lead this morning out in a 105.10. Puerto Rican National in lane 4 has a lifetime best 46.16. Polonsky of Cal now the backstroke specialist out into 37.3 for the first 50 to take over the lead. Polonsky of Cal through the turn at 2:19.97, followed by Romano, 2:20.37. Third, Campbell Stoll, 3:22.29. Rounding out the top 5 here out of lane 8. Right here in her home pool of FMC Aquatic, the 16-year-old Burlington. Feel free and get behind these swimmers here on the breaststroke leg. Polonsky of Cal holding on to the lead for the breaststroke. She splits 40.8, 42.2 with Campbell Stoll moving in the second, splitting 39.7, 42.5, 42.3. That is on the second 50 from Stoll. Romano third, fourth Doan. Campbell Stoll picks up 0.6 of a second on the first 50, trying to challenge Leah Polonsky of Cal. CSCAA All-American for the Golden Bears. Campbell Stoll, lane 2 from Elmbrook Swim Club. 18-year-old with a lifetime best of 4:56.68. She was just off that this morning. And the final touches here will go to Campbell Stoll, 4:50.26, 0.2 of a second ahead of Leah Polonsky. Third, Kristen Romano, 4:52.67. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the championship final in the women's 400-meter individual medley.
Chicagoland outside of downtown. Women's 400 IM. How about Summer McIntosh, what the 16-year-old from Canada has been doing of late with a couple of world records at the Canadian trials recently. Here in the 400 IM, well, Leah Hayes making her mark. We saw her race earlier in the 200 free, new personal best in that, finishing second at this meet. But again, last summer, making the world team at age 16, then finding her way on the podium with world bronze at the 200 IM. Nicole Zettel, another teenager in the mix, the 16-year-old from Tech Titans in North Carolina in lane 1. Natalia Almeida, 5th at the U.S. Open in December in Greensboro in this race for the 26-year-old from Brazil. Anastasia Gorbenko, an emerging talent from Israel, Olympic finalist in this event for her nation. She'll be in lane 3 at age 19. Julia Gorek, the German, swims at Texas A&M. Freshman there for the Aggies, top qualifier here in Westmont by about a half second. Leah Hayes going to get a healthy ovation, second best in qualifying, looking to ride that home crowd here to victory like she did a year ago at the TYR Pro Swim Stop when she won this, or won an IM. She won the 200 last year. There's Alexis Yeager from Tennessee Aquatics, 24 years of age in lane 6. Kim Herkel from Germany, Cardinal Aquatics, 20-year-old in lane 7. And Alice Marini, another Texas A&M Aggie, native of Italy, another 20-year-old there in lane 8. Rowdy, Israel starting to emerge as a swimming country in part because of what Gorbenko has been doing, European champion last summer in this race.
I was talking to the national team director, who actually is associate head coach at Cal, David Marsh, multiple NCAA champions, head Olympic coach for the USA back in 2016, and he's really helped build Israel up to a great swimming power right now. They're going to be able to have a great Olympic Games. They really came on in Tokyo, and they're going to continue that tradition, I think, with Paris.
And this young woman grabbing short course world medal for her nation, again continuing to emerge, but she's 4/10 behind Leah Hayes. Rowdy, we see her again with no hair, no swim cap. Alopecia's taken her hair, but certainly hasn't taken any of her spunk and her talent. She is a treasure to watch.
She sure is, Jason, and heading to Virginia next year, committed to swim at UVA with Todd DeSorbo, and hats off again to the Cavaliers, winning their second national championship in a row, back-to-back. Todd DeSorbo building a little bit of a dynasty there now, and you think about Kate Douglas and the Walsh sisters, and now they get to add Leah Hayes next year as a freshman. And it's a good thing because Kate Douglas has elected to go pro, will not swim next year, so one superstar slides out, another one potentially just comes right in for Virginia.
Again, Leah Hayes in the 400 IM, her bronze medal last summer in the 200 IM. And again, showcasing her skill here at this little longer distance, maybe stretching herself a bit. You remember Rowdy at the international team trials in Greensboro. We saw her on the pool deck in a walking boot. She had a stress fracture in her foot, kind of fought through it and was able to finish top 2 to make the world team for the U.S. and then finish 3rd in Budapest.
A lot of guts to be able to do that, especially as a youngster. I think she had to be 16, right, back then. So, this is just a kid, still just a kid. She doesn't turn 18 until October. And look at this. I mean, I thought she'd have a chance to win, no doubt, but she is now almost 4 seconds ahead of what her pace was in the preliminaries. Now, it's the prelims. She knows she's going to make the final. She can back off a lot. Coming off that 200 double from the prelim, coming off a double 200 freestyle here in the final just a short time ago. And as you mentioned, win a PB there. She's on track to maybe do it here. 4:39 is her PB here.
And trying to ride the wave from the home crowd, potentially having another lifetime top swim here in this session at home in the Chicago area here in Westmont.
Well, it shows you how, look how big of a lead she has, Jason. And Summer McIntosh's world record that was just broken last month is about 9 seconds ahead of her. That's how, and that's a 16-year-old. So you got a 16 and 17-year-old that really finding a lot of young swimmers around the world starting to lead this sport now just a little bit.
Again, that world record for Summer McIntosh, Rowdy, you kind of put the cap on it, is 10 seconds faster than the second best time authored this year by Katie Grimes back in January in this event.
And Katie Ledecky, who's third in the world, 4:36. So if you're thinking great names, Katie Ledecky's, well, she's about 10 seconds behind.
And while we've got a moment, Katie Ledecky, a little under the weather, had planned to be here and race in Westmont, but pulled out earlier this week. Certainly wishing her good health and recovery and feeling better. She continues her prep towards the Phillips 66 Nationals, those trials for the Worlds as well this summer. Right now, Leah Hayes continuing to rocket her way towards the win. Victory doesn't seem in doubt, just wondering about the clock right now.
That's her 3:35 at the 300, so she's going to have to be 59 plus coming home to go a lifetime best time. The fifth fastest time in the world, for example, this year is 4:39.2, so maybe that's what she's shooting for, a top 5 time. She's rolling home right now.
Leah Hayes here at home, gonna cruise in front of a appreciative home crowd to the win, grabbing the time 4:39.58, and Rowdy, guess what? Second personal best in this session for the 17-year-old.
You know, if I think back a year, didn't she do something like this a year ago where she's had a great 200 to lead off, kind of introduced herself to the world a year ago? Well, she needs no introduction now, and what a double that this young woman has had here in Westmont, her close to home. And look at that great butterfly, got off to a good lead at the front half of that race. 102 plus going out, and it was never any doubt after the 100. But if you want to see the dominance, just look at the halfway point. That was going into the breaststroke, complete domination all by herself. Nobody else is even in the picture on the breaststroke leg. You saw her swim the 200 freestyle earlier, right, Jason? So you know this woman is not going to die. And yes, indeed, she did come home in a very speedy, I don't know what it was, 102 plus coming home, 103 plus, and what a swim for Leah Hayes. Best time.
Yeah, Leah Hayes' second best time of the meet. That's got to please the home crowd here. How does it please you, and how do you like the 400 IM? We know what you can do in the 200 IM. How do you like this distance?
400 was definitely a little bit longer. Hurts a little bit more. I knew going into this race that it was going to hurt, but I was willing to hurt. And I really wanted to win in front of my hometown.
Well, what hurts the most when you hear that crowd? What hurts the most in a 400 IM? Is it the last 100? Is it that first 100?
I'd probably say it's definitely the last 100. But it's the 100 freestyle. You know, it's the end of the race, and just got to keep going and finish it strong.
Well, congratulations, Leah. Soak this one in front of the hometown.
Thank you.
Leah Hayes getting a W here, second of the 200 free earlier. Back-to-back lifetime bests in both of those races. For the 17-year-old, the pride of the Fox Valley Park District Riptides here in Illinois. Gorbenko, again, the teenage Israeli Olympic finalist there in second. Gergic, again, in the mix too, out of Texas A&M there in that spot. Carson Foster, Leon Marchand, some other top contenders like Chase Kalish in the 400 IM next.
Gator Swim Club, Aryan Nera. 2, Crow Canyon Sharks, Devin Caples. 3, Sweden, Will Lulick. 4, Auburn University, Danny Schmidt. 5, California Aquatics, Sean Grisham. 6, Tualatin Hill Swim Club, Diego Nosak. 7, Brazil, Stefan Stevarenke. And lane 8, Chicago Wolfpack, Charles Tracy. Danny Schmidt, 58.68 through the butterfly. That gets him the lead for Auburn University in lane 4 ahead of Sean Grisham of California Aquatics. Grisham, a World University Games silver medalist in the 400 IM. Two-time finalist at the WUGS, taking that silver in 2019 and a 4th place finish in 2017. Grisham 33.6 to open up a big advantage on the first 50 of the backstroke. Grisham comes back at 32.79 with a negative split and a 2:06.22 at the halfway point. This morning Grisham was a 2:08.2. Schmidt second, 2:09.12, and third from lane 1 is Nera, 2:09.85 for Gator Swim Club. Grisham still with a 2-second advantage. It's Nosak moving up out of lane 6. 36.75 on the first 50 of breaststroke. By far the top breaststroke split of this field. Grisham was a 38.4. We'll see how much ground Diego can make up as they go now into the final 20 meters of breaststroke. Schmidt in 4, Grisham in 5, Nosak in 6. Grisham will turn to the freestyle at 3:23.38. And for the one-time NAG record holder in the 1650-yard freestyle, that's Sean Grisham in lane 5. It's going to take quite an effort to catch him here. .31.0 from Grisham on the first 50, 30.5 from Nosak, 30.3. Stevarenke of Brazil from lane 7. He's trying to push himself into the top 3 here. Console final now to the final 25 meters. Grisham 4:27.0 this morning and a 4:24.73 gets the win for Sean Grisham in the B final. Second, Diego Nosak, 4:26.73. Third, Danny Schmidt, 4:27.08 for Auburn University in lane 4. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the championship final in the men's 400-meter individual medley.
created some NCAA records to the 200 breast, to the 200 and 400 yard IMs at the NCAA championships recently for Arizona State. And every time he's on the blocks, everybody is wondering, what is he going to do next? Top qualifier here in this 400 IM for the 20-year-old from France. The rest of the field, Brandon Almeida, two-time Pan Am medalist in this event for Brazil, the 26-year-old there on the outside in lane 1. Cedric Bussing from Germany. He's 19 years of age. He'll be alongside in lane 2. Herbert Koch from Hungary. Gold in the 200 IM at the Europeans last summer, and 4th in the 200-yard IM at the NCAAs there for Arizona State. Last month, his Sun Devil teammate, Leon Marchand, again, top time in the heats by about 2.5 seconds, putting on another showcase swim. Carson Foster was right behind the man from France at the Worlds last summer with silver in the 200 to 400 IM from the University of Texas as Foster. Chase Kalish, Olympic gold medalist from Tokyo in this race, the veteran there in lane 6. Tommy Breed out of Louisville, the 19-year-old in lane 7. And oh yeah, how about a double Olympic gold medalist in the 800 and 1500 free from Tokyo, Bobby Fink, showcasing all the strokes here in the 400 IM. He already won the 800 free here in Westmont.
Well, the race of the night was the women's 100 breaststroke. This one might be the most dominating of all. With the best field of the night. Top to bottom, no doubt about it. This field is unbelievable.
Well, you've got the podium from Budapest last summer here in this race, Rowdy. Marchand gold, Foster silver, and Chase Kalish ending up with bronze. And Rowdy, again, for Marchand right now, you talked earlier in the open about him having no weaknesses at this point. If you're trying to plot a race strategy to beat him, how do you go about it?
Find another event? Right now, anyway. I don't know. You know, we've got a long way to go. Everybody wants to crown him as the GOAT right now, and I think it's a little early, and I think it's unfair to Leon as well. You know, it's a different game. NCAA is as stressful and as impactful as it is on the world of swimming. It is nothing like the Olympic Games, and he has that experience. And the World Championships, as big of a meet it is, Jason, is nothing like the Olympic Games. And can you imagine doing it in your home country? So it's going to be a different animal when we get to Paris. Now, will this kid be able to handle it? I definitely think he will. But it's a little soon to crown him the greatest right now.
Well, the guy guiding him right now at Arizona State had the ear of one Michael Phelps during his development and his dominance in Bob Bowman. Foster here leading Marchand and Koch. Again, those Arizona State training teammates there by about 2/10 at this juncture. Kalish in lane 6 looks to be 4th best at this point.
When you think about the greatest swimmers, I mean, obviously one is the Mount Everest fall. It's Michael Phelps. And when you look back at Michael, he swam some similar events as Marchand, obviously. This one being one that he still has the world record in. I think when you look at Marchand, he doesn't have a weak stroke, really. I mean, maybe if you want to say backstroke, yeah, but that's really unfair. I mean, he could probably go 137, 138 in the 200-yard backstroke. He's so good at everything. Even Michael, at least early on in his career, had a weakness in breaststroke. Now, by the time he got to Beijing, it wasn't. But this is a kid that really, if he works on just the little things, works on training a little bit more long course, he'll be able to do that next year. He's going to be dynamite.
Again, a couple seconds faster at the 200 mark than he was in the prelims earlier today. Marchand trying to push it out a little further. Foster looking to keep pace as well in lane 5. Koch dipping back a little bit here in breaststroke. Kalish looks like he's caught him for 3rd.
You know, what I like about Foster, he's not afraid. He doesn't fear Marchand. Even Chase doesn't fear Marchand. And I think that will bode well for him long course. Yeah, he got got his butt kicked in NCAAs, but long course is, as I said, a completely different animal. And yes, he's not going to win this one, but I don't think this guy's going to be afraid of him when we get to Tokyo, or excuse me, Japan this summer for the World Championships, and when we get to Paris, if and when Carson Foster makes it there.
Yeah, destination Fukuoka in July, and Paris, of course, next summer. And Marchand still holding Foster and everybody else at bay right now. The gap down to 1 1/4 seconds. Kalish third best, and right now Marchand looking to put the finishing touches on this.
But you know, being 3 seconds off the world record pace, you gotta go. You gotta figure he's gonna go 4:06, 4:07, right? And that's 4:13 right now is the fastest time in the world. This guy, he's gonna break the world record this summer.
Marchand, strong swim here, 4:07.8 to take the victory. Foster, rock solid in second, about 2 seconds off the pace. Then it's Kalish in third, Koch ending up in fourth, and the rest of the field finishing strong here in the 400 IM.
Those are the 3 fastest times in the world this year by a lot, especially the first 2. Marchand and Foster just blew everybody away. Marchand and Foster, I can't wait until we get to Fukuoka.
Get about 6 seconds better than what he did in the prelims. Top time of the world this year, as Rowdy alluded to, and you look at his breaststroke form.
Leg-driven stroke, you know, he just attacks each 100, builds it, faded a little bit in the freestyle, which he's done time and time again, but his fade is not like me and you. When we fade, that's the word fade for sure. This guy right here doesn't fade too much.
Leon Marchand with an impressive win here in the 400 IM. Continuing his strong swims here in the last year plus for Arizona State, or his native France. Well, thanks for joining us here at the 2023 TYR Pro Swim Series. Westmont from FNC Natatorium. Sensational action on display as we get closer and closer to the marquee meets to come later this summer. For Rowdy Gaines and our entire crew, this is Jason Knapp saying so long from now here at the TYR Pro Swim Series in Westmont, Illinois.
Hello.
We're gonna. Leon, congratulations. Every time you've been swimming, you've been putting up these incredible numbers. How did you feel about what you did tonight? And are you focused on clock or feel at this point of the year?
After it was kind of hard to get back to work. But yeah, that was my first really good race in non-course for this season. So I'm very happy with the time too, so it's pretty cool.
Have you had time to reflect on the NCAA championships? It's the talk of the swimming world and what you did. Have you been able to reflect on the dominance and the great times you put up there?
Yeah, it was just a great meet of competition, very exciting, and I'm just very happy to do it next year. So just get back to work in non-course and we'll see.
Leon, congratulations, fun watching you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to all our grand champions of the evening. Bonus final. Swimming in our bonus final in 1 from Texas A&M is Molly Wright. 2, Texas Ford Aquatics, Morgan Scott. 3, Sun Devil Swimming, Sierra Schmidt. 4, Brazil, Maria Paula. 5 from Penn State is Catherine Meisner. 6, Sun Devil Swimming, Yeva Maluka. 7, Louisville, Tristan Ouellette. 8, Tennessee Aquatics, Tassa Pintar. First win here in the bonus session, 201.87 from Paula Heitman of Brazil. Second, Catherine Meisner, 203.01. And third, Sierra Schmidt, 203.36. The men's 200 meter freestyle bonus final. Lane 1, Virginia Tech, Tanis George Matthew. 2, Mercerburg Academy, Danielle Nankov. 3, from France, Tommy Lee Camblong. 4, YMCA Cavalier Aquatics, Thomas Heilman. 5, Princeton University, Mitchell Schott. 6, from Princeton, Nicholas Lim. 7, Turkey, Batuhan Feliz. 8, Dynamo Swim Club, Connor Lemaistre. Heilman is out in a 54.04, the 16-year-old, 151.03 this morning. Heilman with the advantage under the flags and the win at a 150.51. Heilman takes the bonus final. Second, 150.93 from Camblong of France. And third in lane 8, Connor Lemaistre, 151.56. There was a disqualification for a 15-meter violation, lane 1. Next up, event 5, women's 100-meter breaststroke. Bonus final. Lane 1 for Miami is Emma Sundstrand. 2, Valparaiso Swim Club, Madeline Moret. 3, Indiana, Brianna Crawford. 4, Academy Bullets, Bridget McGann. 5, TAC Titan, Samantha Armand. 6, Singapore, Christy May Chu. 7, Chicago Wolfpack, Kayla Duran. Lane 8, Irish Aquatics, Reese Lugbill. And the win goes to Madeline Moret, the 14-year-old, in lane 2 at 110.86. Huge drop off her morning effort of 112.7. Second, Chu, Singapore, 111.62. Third, Crawford, Indiana, 111.84. Next up, the men's 100-meter breaststroke, event 6. Bonus final. Lane 1 from Missouri, Ben Patton. 2 South Florida Aquatic Club, Julio Jorrego. 3 FMC Aquatic, Garrett Clayson. 4 Chile, Mariano Lazzarini. 5 Alpha Aquatics, Pavel Romanov. 6 Nova of Virginia, Charlie Swanson. 7 TAC Titans, Henry Lee. 8 Hokie Aquatics, Andrew Brower. Charlie Swanson in lane 6 does his training in Austin with the University of Texas, and here a 102.44 gets the win for Swanson, ahead of a 102.69 for Lazzarini. Third, Romanov, 102.77. We head now to the turn end of the pool for event 7, women's 50-meter backstroke. Bonus final. Lane 1 is Abby Luton. 2 Eden Getch. 3 Caitlin Freeb. 4 Susie Lee. 5 Gracie Colvin. 6 Diana Cole. 7 Brianna Rittenbach. 8 Sadie Murphy. Rittenbach out of 7 in Grand Canyon University. She's good for second. The winning touch, though, goes to Susie Lee of Razorback Aquahogs, 29.81. Rittenbach, 29.91. And third, Kolb, a 30.30 for Tyler Rose Aquatic Club. Event 8, men's 50-meter backstroke bonus final. Lane 1 is Brett Farrick. 2 Victor Alcara. 3, Alexander Lakovic. 4, Benjamin Brecka. 5, Anthony Rincon. 6, Yetziel Morales. 7, Joe Rad. Lane 8 is Kyle Wolford. We got a tie for first, 26-23 from Anthony Rincon and Joe Rad. Third place, Benjamin Brecka, lane 4 for Seattle Metropolitan Aquatic Club. Next event is women's 100-meter butterfly, event 9. Bonus final. Lane 1, Indiana University, Avery Spade. 2 from Indiana, Lily Hand. 3, Louisville, Ella Welch. 4, Sun Devil Swimming, Jade Felsky. 5, Wisconsin Aquatics, Mackenzie McConaughey. And 6 from Louisville, Tristan Hewlett. 7, Seattle Metro Aquatic Club, Ella Jablonski. 8, Indiana University, Chong Se-yo. Jablonski from 7. She is your winner. 00.53 for Ella Jablonski of Seattle. Out touching Chok Se-yo of Indiana, 0074. Third, Lily Han, also Indiana, 0089. This is event 10, men's 100-meter butterfly. Bonus final. Lane 1, Texas Ford, Jacob Wimberly. 2, Sun Devil, Grant House. 3, Marlins of Raleigh, Jesse Sangonzi. 4, Metro Atlanta Aquatic Club, Iago Mosalan. 5, from Michigan, Ben Zabados. 6, Brazil, Leonardo de Deus. 7, Princeton, Mitchell Schott. 8, from Harvard, Ayush Deshpan. Center lanes here, or Grant House in lane 2. Grant House, 53.67, takes the victory. Zabados second, 54.91. Third, Musalem, 54.25. Event 11, women's 400-meter individual medley. Bonus final. Lane 1, Academy Bullet Swim Club, Caitlin Grezek. 2 from Grand Canyon University, Ola Wegerzanovska. 3, Rockwood Swim Club, Sydney Sheck. 4, Tech Titans, Catherine Ivanov. 5, Turkey, Mina Ada Solaker. 6, Louisville, Rai Ulet. 7, TAC Titans, Mia Cheltema. Lane 8 from Brazil, Luisa dos Souza. First 50 at Breaststroke coming to a close. Your early leader was Rai Ulet, 106.12 on the butterfly. And through the backstroke, it was Sheck of Rockwood Swim Club, the 14-year-old. She moved out in front, but at the 200, it was Solaker of Turkey. Or correction, it was Sheck at the 200 at 222.99. On the breaststroke leg, it's Solaker in lane 5 taking the lead. Solaker and Sheck, lanes 5 and 3 respectively, way out in front of this field. The race for third, you've got Tristan Ulet, or correction, Rai Ulet in lane 6, leading Caitlin Grezik. Grezik in lane 1 from Academy Bullets. Sheck retakes the lead at 35-1 on the first 50 of freestyle. Sydney Sheck at 14 years of age from Rockwood, 5:02.55 this morning. And a 4:59.77 gets the win for Sheck of Rockwood here in the bonus final. Second, Rai Ulet brings it home in a 33.10 to take second with a 5:01.49. And Correction there, looks like you led third, 5:01.49 seconds. Soliker of Turkey, 5:00.40. One more race for you. It is number 12, the men's 400-meter individual medley. Bonus final. Summers for the men's bonus final. Lane 1, Wisconsin Aquatics, Zachary Ward. 2, Ohio State, Mason Edmond. 3, from Lewis University, Mariano Sosa. 4, Indiana University, Lucas Piunti. 5, Academy Bullets, Braden Capon. 6, Fox Valley Swim Team, Tyler Bardak. 7, from Fox Valley is Keon Lamb. Lane 8, Lewis University, Kirill Sidorko. Halfway through this race, it's Mason Edmond in lane 2, Ohio State University, 2:08.68. He leads Braden Capon at 2:09.33, the 14-year-old from Academy Bullets in lane 5. Field evens out a bit here on the breaststroke leg. It looks like Edmond still with the lead, with Piunti in lane 4 making up a lot of ground. Edmond, Piunti, Capon. Those are your top 3 into the final 100. Braden Capon in lane 5, trying to stay with the Indiana University sophomore there in lane 4. The win will go to Mason Edmond of Ohio State, 429.53. Second, Peonte, Indiana, 431.91, followed by Capon at a 432.85. All those swimmers with significant drops from their morning swims. Congratulations, gentlemen, as we put the Thursday night finals to a rest. Thank you very much to all our fans for contributing to this evening's set of races. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning with a 9 o'clock start. Preliminaries tomorrow morning in the 200 butterfly, 50 freestyle, 100 backstroke, 200 breaststroke, 50 butterfly, and 400 freestyle events. Please help out the wonderful staff here. Clean up your area on the way out. Travel safely and have a wonderful evening.